everybody and welcome on my YouTube channel. You are with Alan Dries for right now the review of the second hero for October. This time it will be the sign-in hero. It's the Skeleton Mage, so we are in the server test for sure, don't worry, it's not my account VIP 20 with 500,000 gems. It's not me, but let's begin to see the skills and statistics of Skeleton Mage. Skeleton Mage, it's a mid laner intellect hero, so you can see even that he's undead. It's a really good point for him because when we are watching his statistic, he looks like kind of squishy. You can see 33,000 HP, 710 of armor, it's not so bad for a mid laner, 450 magical resistance, it's not so bad too. 13,000 magic power, it's a really nice score of magic power, and only 298, so nearly 300 of critical magical score. This is not so high score for damage dealer, but we will see, perhaps it's really interesting. And finally, the training field boost stat are really interesting because he gets 16,000 HP. He will need it, I'm sure about that, because with 33,000 HP, you know what's happened when you have a Tarot Prophet in front of you. Magical resistance plus 90, it's not bad, and magical power, even plus 5,000 of magical power. So this hero will have a crazy strong magical power. Let's now discover his skills. Skeleton Mage has 4 skills. So first skill, the ultimate skill, Corpse Explosion. Whenever a hero dies, he will turn into a tomb. When Pukna casts this skill, all the tomb will explode and deal area damage increased by 2,700 damage. Actually, it's difficult to understand exactly what it will be, but it can be apocalypse in the battlefield, so we will see it a little later in the fight. Gold Dragon, Pukna summons a Gold Dragon immune to physical damage. Blue skill, Pukna summons a Dark Dragon immune to magical damage. Interesting, we have one physical, one magical human dragon, so if they go and tank, it can be interesting, I think. Skeleton armor, Pukna increases own armor value, so I understand now that why this hero has so high armor, being a mid laner intellect hero. It's because of this passive skill. So interesting, more or less. It looks like more a control hero than really aggressive damage dealer, but we will see in the fight. And let's begin by his position on the battlefield. On the battlefield, let's compare with the other mid laners. So we will begin like that. He has Demon Assassin in front for the moment. For sure he will have this hero, I hope, in front, yes. Okay. After that, okay, Griffin, not Griffin, sorry, Phoenix is behind. Ninja in front. Oh, this is behind, yes. We have a Death Mage in front of him. So he seems to be more in the backside of the mid line. He's in front of Master Mage. Interesting to know. Okay, and finally, he will be in front of all of them. Yes. So it's he's in front for intellect hero, but he's behind in according to the average of the mid line. Let's now discover his skill deeper in 1 versus 1.
Round 1, fight!
For this fight in 2 versus 2 hero, I want to see really how he are working his skill. So it's summoning of the magical immune dragon, summoning of physical immune dragon. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so dragon have limited time of life. It's interesting too because he could invocate so much dragon if it was not like that. So I'm interested about his ultimate skill because nobody will be dead, so I don't know what will happen. And cast animation is quite low. So it will be now the ultimate. Okay, so it's the little amount of damage. I hope that we will be able to see in team fight how he's working his ultimate skill. For the moment, it's what I was thinking. It's more support damage, like you saw. He creates some tank, he's staying behind, and he will deal additional damage than DPS. Like you see, 60k damage. It's pretty low, but it's normally in according to his function in the fight. So we'll see now in team fight how it can be. For the first fight, as far that it's not a damage dealer, I choose to put Ninja in the team to success to have some graveyard to explode with the ultimate skill. But I want to show you something who I think must be modified. If you check how the skeleton mage is generating his energy, you will see that when he is casting spell 2 and 3, he is not getting any energy. So he gets energy only when he do normal attack or receiving damage. That's why he is crazy slow to ultimate. We have one graveyard. My ninja has been killed easily by Wizard Doctor. Okay, it's a surprise, but why not? And yes, like I told, it's a real problem because his generation of energy is horribly slow. He's still not full, and we have only 25 seconds of fight, so he will do his ultimate in some seconds. It will stay 10 seconds of fight, so it's really strange. Okay, finally he's full. He has 10 seconds. Up. I didn't see any damage, so I don't know exactly the range of this graveyard, but it's look like difficult to use. We will see in the fight 2 and 3. I hope I will success to do something better, because in this fight we see that he doesn't deal so much damage, he doesn't assist, except it is a dragon who are able to receive some shot instead of tank. This is not bad for sure. The rest is really not so crazy. So let's now discover the second fight. This hero look like not designed to fight against a turtle fighter. I did some different tests with heal, without heal, with burst. And finally I didn't get so much good result, because when Turtle Fighter roll, the problem is that his invocation go in the side of Turtle Fighter, and finally he's useless 99% of the fight. You can see even what's happened. I'm more often stunned and all the shit than something else. So it's a graveyard this time. Okay, 30,000. He can deal some damage when it's graveyard, but for the moment I'm not impressed at all by this hero. And he died. Against Turtle Fighter, it seems to be really not a solution, so I will not think about it right now. I will test the third fight, to see what's happened. But for the moment, 100k damage. There was all my team was stunned 90% of the time and get control. So he didn't exploit his potential, I think. So let's see now in the last possibilities. I asked for the last duel a standard non-TF team, and finally it was so hard to success to show you something, because the skeleton mage against sorceress, for example, he will never be able to ultimate, because when Sorceress will ultimate, it will be before him. She will burn his energy with so slow to grown up that nothing will happen, and even when he success to ultimate finally, the result is really poor, and it's what you will see in this try. I couldn't show you something else, I'm sorry, even with a lot of try, but we saw all the important things on this fight. Okay, already a second time of Lightbringer ultimate. And I put a lot of heal to make him survive. We'll have the ultimate of Fairy Forest. We are on the graveyard. On the graveyard, nothing crazy, really nothing crazy at all. This ultimate, I don't understand actually. Perhaps I am doing something wrong, but if I think he can nearly join dual wield in power. We'll see the result. Okay. So he fight nearly all the fight and he success to ultimate one time. 48k damage. Sorceress 460k damage. So definitively not amazing, and I don't know, perhaps I don't use him properly or something wrong, but I test a lot of combination and don't success to get nothing good actually. So let's anyway discover his strength and weaknesses right now. For Skeleton Mage, I don't know exactly what to tell about strength. We can eventually tell that his 2 summoning of dragon can be not so bad, because they will be able to receive some damage and spread some enemy damage during the fight. But excepted that, I'm sorry, but I didn't find nothing else. So let's directly go for the weaknesses of this hero. About his weaknesses, it's more easy to find some points. First point, I don't understand why his second and third skill are not able to generate some energy. It's a big problem because he's slow to ultimate, and even when he ultimate, it's totally shit actually. So actually, his only way to generate some energy, it's white attack or receiving damage. I don't expect that it was a build like that, and it's a really huge problem for this hero who is already weak. Second point, you see that without his training full, he's squishy as hell, because actually it's beautiful to see that he has 16,000 HP more, but without this he's at 33k HP, and we know that this amount of HP it's pretty low, because some hero like Tower Prophet, Arcane Sapper, or some hero like that can burst him so easily. Another problem is his ultimate. Actually his ultimate deal moderate damage, and even if it's a lot of graveyard near, it doesn't deal so much additional damage. It's really difficult to have a good potential for his ultimate. You must have one hero who die in the right position with other hero are already there, and that is success to ultimate during the time that the hero are in this position. No, for me it's a real joke. And the fourth skill, another time skeleton armor, it's give him some survivability, but he doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. He has, if you check the amount, he has armor, sorry, I'm checking armor class 422 plus 292, so it means you will have something like 500 armor class for a midliner intellect without this skill. It's totally correct. You don't need to have 1000 armor for this hero, and better to put something more useful. No, really, actually it's a lot of weaknesses, and I will give you my final advice, but you can think already that it will be not so good. Like you can guess, I will not advise you this hero. I even don't understand this hero, so perhaps it's my problem, and perhaps he's amazing, but I don't think so. I don't know when to use this hero. In PvP, I don't see any interest. In PvE, I don't see any interest, because if he was able to summon tank and to ultimate at one moment and deal good amount of damage, why not? Why not? But actually it's far from this constatation, and his second skill, third skill must be reviewed like I told, his fourth skill must be totally changed, his ultimate skill must be reviewed because he's not working well, so they have to take this hero back and to change all if they want that we are using him in the future. Don't forget that this hero will be 1 star, he will be without training, so you need to wait a lot to make him 5 stars, you need training so much time to make him reach 16,000 HP, to have just the possibility to use him, and finally the result will be just horrible, so no. Forget about him, he will join dual wield in the garbage, it's the main place where he can finish actually. It's all for this review, it's now time to conclude. The review of Skeleton Mage is over. Like you saw, it was a little pain in the ass and not so exciting that I was expecting, because of this hero is actually not so good. We can keep some hope because it's test server, and I hope that you will take our feedback in consideration to improve this hero, who actually is not useful at all. I'm preparing for you the second episode of the metagame, who will be available, I hope, in the end of the week if I have time, but normally it should be great. So don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel if you want to get informed about it, and to like the video for sure if you like it. I give you appointment in the end of the week. Bye bye!